Jericho and Hercules Prospecting, LLC. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate your support, and it doesn't cost you a thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sitting outside of the Phoenix gold mine, getting ready to get our hard hats and go in. Hercules is getting some water.
Our hats right here, so these are just righty tighty, lefty loosey. Make sure that when you shake your head, they're not going to fall off. And then we're going to do brasses. So what brasses were used for was miners would be assigned their letter and their number in the morning. They would come through and they'd say, okay, so this is your number, your letter, put that on. At the end of the day, if they didn't put their brass back up on the shelf, they knew that they had a miner missing within the mine. So they knew who they were looking for and exactly what they were doing.
We're going to include a couple more people if that's okay with everybody.
Alright, if you guys are all set, we can get going over here into the entrance of the mine. All way. Gotta go this way.
They're going the wrong way.
Wrong way, you guys. This way. Sorry.
Come. Cicadas?
Yeah, they're built right. I smacked the lady in the face the other day. You guys can just go ahead and pile over here by my mine. So, a few things before I get started. We do ask that you keep your hard hats on at all times, just for your safety. We ask that you watch out for the mine tracks because they go all throughout the mine. Just watch your footing, make sure you're not tripping on those. I'm sure you guys as lawyers would love to hear you tripped on a mine cart track. Another thing, we ask that you do not touch at any time anything along the walls of the mine. Just keep your hands to yourself because once those minerals fall off the walls, we cannot put them back up. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have you guys pass this rock around. I want you to tell me a couple of things that you notice about this rock. Its density, anything like that. The holes in it, coloration.
Very heavy.
Yeah, for a little rock, it's pretty dense. I don't know if I introduced myself to you guys, but my name is Imogen.
What is it?
Imogen.
Imogen.
I just didn't know if I put that out there. Alrighty, so that rock that you guys are actually looking at is a chunk of iron pyrite. So at one point that rock would have been really beautiful and sparkly and shiny, just like any of the other pyrite you'd see throughout this mine. But this is what miners would be looking for on the outsides of the rocks. Over here would be our outcropping. So outcroppings were a signal of the vein reaching out onto the edge of the surface. So they'd be looking for that vein throughout the mine. And they'd know if they could take that, have it assayed in, pull all the minerals out of that, they'd know what they were looking for. A lot of the time it was hit or miss and they didn't know what they were going to be going in and mining. So right behind you guys, we have our 1-ton mine cart. This 1-ton mine cart holds about 2,000 pounds of gold ore. Gold ore is pulled from these veins throughout here. I'll explain the veins in there a little bit more. It gets a little bit trickier. So I'll let you guys know what they're about. But that 1-ton mine cart holds 2,000 pounds of that ore. Out of that 2,000 pounds of ore, you'd be getting about half an ounce to an ounce of gold. So that's just a spoonful to half a spoonful of gold. I kind of explain it in this mine like picking salt out of a baked cake. And here we have this thing called reverse pyrite, basically meaning that at microscopic levels, the gold attaches itself to the pyrite. So you're a fool to be throwing away that fool's gold. Yeah. Right behind us to this silver building, we have our Phoenix mine mill. That would be where all of the mining equipment would be to mill out all of your gold from your ore. When you come through here, we have a demonstration of that. So when I tell you guys to use your imagination, just remember this building and all the equipment would be in that. Any questions before we... Go ahead and tack on in. We've got a bigger group. We're stopping out right here. So like I was showing you guys that rock out there, I was going to explain to you, and it'd very bottom row at the and sifted that out with their hands. They didn't find any gold in that, and so he sent his sister back up here alone to grab another piece of ore from it. What she actually didn't know was that she stumbled demonstration. But what you guys are looking at right here, I can kind of pass this around. Go ahead and put your hand underneath this rock and see how heavy it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and put your hand under there.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's not that big of a rock, but you wouldn't believe me if I told you it was a 60-pound rock.
Right, yeah.
So, like I said in the beginning, that gold is attaching itself to that pyrite. Gold is probably one of your most dense materials that you'd be pulling out of here. So all that density from that is that gold in that rock. So, this little diagram right here, this is actually our resurrection vein under a microscope. So that tiny little piece of gold, like I said, at very microscopic levels, that's all you'd be getting. So, thinking about it, at that microscopic level, this rock is way too big. A miner came home one day and was upset at his wife and said, "The boss is coming tomorrow and you better clean my clothes." She wasn't very happy about the way that she had told him, or that he had told her that. And so what she did was she went and she poured cleaning solution over his clothing in the washing machine, and then added a pot of coffee to ruin his clothing and stain them. What that did was it actually just floated the materials off of his clothing to the top, and she could have took a cup and scraped it right off and made a profit off of any of those. Her only mistake was that she didn't open a laundromat, she went and told the other miners. So you guys know, if you've got a husband working the mine, shh, keep it on the hush. Any questions about this?
Did they have a name for that when it was done? When they?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll have to ask, but as far as I know, it was just smoldered
Leftover, yeah.
rock.
Hmm.